welcome to my additional videos for my Basic Psychic Skills Part 2. If you're new to this, these are additional videos that go along with my video course on basically how to be psychic, and this is Part 2. So if you haven't seen them already, go to my website, psychiclauren.com, and you can check out Part 1 and Part 2. These videos are standalone, so you don't have to watch the video courses to watch them, but if at the end you're finding that you want to learn more and understand the context of what we're talking about and get the basics of what clairs are, definitely check out my video course. It's probably one of my most popular videos. So today we are talking about all sorts of different clair exercises. And again, why we want to do this is because we want to strengthen our clairs. We want to strengthen them individually, but we also want to strengthen them as a group so that our claircognizance, that clear knowing, is just like bam, 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 super fast. And this is, again, a great way for us to, if we want to see things more, or if we want to hear things, or if we want to stop feeling things, we can start focusing on other clairs and train, our body to use a certain clair over another. So for clairaudience, which is hearing, one of the first techniques that I have is another breathing exercise, and it's about breathing with your ears. Again, I know it sounds silly, but when we focus our intention on actually the body part that is associated with this clair, sometimes it just helps your general awareness of it, and it just increases that how strong that clair is. So again, this is like the foot exercise. Pretend that you're breathing. Maybe start with focusing on your own breath and then move that breath up to your ears and breathe in and out like this. Breathing in and out with your ears. It tells you to focus on your ears and your hearing, and it's just a simple, easy way to start strengthening that clair more. One of my favorite clairaudient exercises is to have a friend send you a word throughout the day. So text them ahead of time. Obviously they sort of have to be into this. So what you have them do is you basically say, hey, think of something, think of an object, think about it throughout the day. Maybe take a few times of the day to pretend like you're actually sending it to me, whatever that means to them. And what you want to do several times during the day is focus, get in that meditative state, reach out to that friend and try to pick up that thing of what they're sending. But make sure that you're only hearing it. Make sure that you are only hearing the word of what that object is. And go ahead and write it down throughout the day. Do it several times during the day, and remember to wipe that slate clean every time you do so, because you don't want to be hung up on something that you guessed earlier. And then at the end of the day, what you do is you contact that friend, ask them what was it, and then go ahead and, you can check to see if you're right. But again, this is about strengthening the clair, and it's about training yourself to receive that information clairaudiently. It's not about getting it right. It's about telling your brain, no, don't give me visuals, give me the auditory form of it. And we're going to go ahead and do this just right now to show you an example of how it might work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send Rob a word right now. And Rob, you want to only expect a sound. So if you see something or if you feel something, to say, nope, I'm only going to expect the sound. And if you feel something, go ahead and say it, and we'll get started. Okay.
Sounds good.
Sending you my word. And it helps if Rob connects to my energy and asks the question, what word is Lauren sending, to get more specific?
Table.
Okay, it was a table, it was forest. But I would argue that tables being wood, and the fact that that's even close to, something relatively the same would.
Tables are made from forests,
right? Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so that's that was just a little taste, but you can do this throughout the whole day. Keep a little journal with you, write down a couple ideas. But that's just practicing your clairaudience skill, where you want to just hear the information. One of my favorite clairaudient techniques is also to expect to hear the answer to your question in the form of a song, because this one's really easy, because you can just be in the car listening to your radio. And what I usually do is I'm like, guides, I have this question, the next song that you play is going to be the answer to that question. And although that sounds physical, you're connecting the reading with something auditory, and you'll almost always find that song, there's something about it that makes sense and has a little bit of an answer to your question. Now what you can do to take this exercise a step further, and this is like one of my favorite ways to read people for fun, and what you do is ask them a question, whatever it is, and then expect to hear a song in your head. And this is actually surprisingly easy, because you know how often we get songs stuck in our heads. It's probably a message, by the way. But when we ask to hear it as a song only, we're really telling our guides to even hone it down even to more specifics of clairaudience. And then you'll find that you'll start to hear a song and you can sing it, you could write it out, you might not even hear the tune, you might just hear the words, and so that's also just a fun way to give somebody a reading. And then my last technique for clairaudience is, again, to go back to those flashcards, and instead of trying to see or feel what the card is going to be, you want to hear the card. So shuffle them all up and be like, okay guides, what card is on top? I want to hear it only. These flashcards are great for so many reasons. And you're telling, again, remember to tell them if you're starting to see it, if you're starting to feel it, be like, nope, nope, I only want to hear it. The clairs are my absolute favorite thing to use, and using your clairs, you should be able to answer any psychic question that you have. So I hope these tips help you. Remember that there's even more tips in my course on how to strengthen your clairs. You can find that on my website, psychiclauren.com. You want to look for the Psychic Skills Part 2 course. Let me know in the comments below which one of these was your favorite, and if you have any ideas or any of these that you just absolutely love and want to share with other people. Thanks for watching, and remember, at the end of the day, to trust your gut and trust those clairs.